I envision Syria to become a country with equal citizenship rights, a democratic country where the power is transferred by peaceful means through free elections, empowering the Syrian people to choose their leaders and to hold them accountable in the same time. I see a country where we pay a lot of attention on education, health services, agriculture, industry, to revive our economy and come back as one of the economic tigers in the region, a source for peace and stabilization in the region. We don't want to destroy state institutions and with their capabilities, current capabilities, which we consider ground zero starting point. So comments were issued and public announcement that all state employees should go back to their job as usual, and especially to technocrats and bureaucrats. Changes only will reach the political assignees for state institutions. So these state institutions would be restructured later with their current employees, added the new expertise on them, and also provide them with all the means and tools to improve and enhance their services. Transition period, which is called temporary or interim period, which is from now till March. In March, we should establish, according to all the UN Security Council resolution, transitional government. This transitional government, it should achieve three conditions. It has to be inclusive, and it has to be credible, and it has to be made out without sectarian issues. It has to include all Syrian people from all religion background. For now, our interim government is running the services, in the northwest area, and it will stay there until we decide on the transitional government. Transitional government should have authority on all Syrian territory. We should have only one government at that time, will be in charge of managing the government and doing all the governance services for a period of 18 months. The coalition, as it is a political organization, and it's entrusted to make sure that the aspirations of the Syrian people has been achieved and all the UN Security Council's resolution has been implemented, and the end result that Syrian people will be able to rewrite their new constitution and achieve also safe, neutral environment. So we will be able to carry a free election for the people, the first a referendum to approve the new constitution, followed by either parliamentary or presidential elections. After that, then Syrian people decide their leaders and who will lead the state. So all structures now are temporary, part interim, the other part, which we call transitional governments. Turkey is our neighbor, and we have very long border line with it, over more than 900 kilometers. So we are looking for a friendly, brotherly relationship with Turkey, and especially, as you know, the situation in Syria affected also Turkey. Turkey has hosted large population of Syrian refugees, provided many services to the Syrian people. So we look into a special friendship relation with Turkey, really for the benefit of both countries, serving both our national interests. Also, we look that Syria should not be a source of a threat on the national security of Turkey, and looking forward to have better economic also relationship, which benefit the Turkish people and the Syrian people in the same time. To all our Arab neighbors, Lebanon, Iraq, and Jordan, we have the same guideline. I said we will not interfere in their own politics, internal issues. We will be source of friendship or building a good relationship on all fields with them, and we will be a force of stabilization. And we'll join all the ranks fighting, combating extremism and terrorism. At the same time, we'll commit to all the agreements that we have signed internationally, including the agreement on the chemical weapon disarmament. The U.S. stood with the Syrian people. U.S. provided really humanitarian assistance in the whole period, was one of the top donors in that direction. Also, the U.S. supported our political positions in the Security Council and UN General Assembly, standing with us for accountability and making sure that justice would be served for the Syrian people. So we are looking to develop our relation with the US, deepen our relation. With Russia, as you know, unfortunately, they stood wrongly with the regime all during these 14 years. They had some shifts in their politics. They were one of the countries who approved UN resolution, UN Security Council Resolution 2254, and they played some part in activating the political process. And unfortunately, then after they went into Ukraine, their position changed and froze this. We don't want to build on enmity. Russia and Syria relationship go back in history to the 50s. And they were on good friendship position. So we want to be part of build new friendship with all nations. And we want to open the door to give opportunity to all nations to play part in reconstruction in Syria, and also to push for peaceful resolution of crisis. These attacks really, as you stated, unexplainable, but they are done immediately after, the butcher Bashar al-Assad left Syria. And there are few signs that he gave coordinations for few locations. But according to the Israelis, they said that they were afraid that there is some remnant of the chemical weapon program, which the regime did not hand over, and they are targeting these locations. But also we saw a widespread of destruction of all the army equipment and units in all of Syria to degrade the defense capability of the state. Anyhow, this is not acceptable and it should be denounced by the international community. Israel has to withdraw back to the ceasefire lines and agreements of 1974 lines. PKK is a terrorist organization by so many different countries. PKK used the Syrian territory to establish some militias as alliance and as tools used by the PKK. And many of the leadership of these terrorist militias are not Syrians even. And we as a Syrian, we have no stake in getting involved with them. What we care about our country. And we care also to cooperate with our neighboring countries, not to be a source of threat for them. So whoever supporting, the PKK or offshoot militias and organizations, and I'm talking about the Syrian part, they should sever and cut their ties with these organizations, drop any non-Syrian issues. We need to concentrate on Syria, on how to revive the Syrian dialogue, and how to reshape the future of Syria. As you know, ISIS is extremist organization, terrorist organization, committed horrible crimes against Syrians. They slaughtered many Syrians, especially in northeast Syria. So our position is very clear. Wherever they are, we will combat their presence. They have to be eliminated in Syria, and we will not permit that Syria to be used as a base for any extremist or terrorist organization. Our number one worry really is to have a national reconciliation among all Syrians, to establish our freely elected government, presidents, leadership, and to start reconstruction as soon as possible. We don't want any terrorism or extremism in Syria. We will defend our country against all aggression, if it was it. But for us, we will consume all our resources in reconstruction, improving education, health services, and improve the livelihood of the Syrian people. We want Syrian people to have a better future, so we will not interfere in neighboring countries' politics, and we expect from them also not to interfere in our own politics. We don't want to be part of wars. We had enough wars in the Middle East. We want to be one of the peace builders, And really, it's time for the whole Middle East to start thinking about building peace and resolving all conflicting points among all different nations.